Alright, I'm going to start with saying don't try this at home. It's going to involve the destruction of some very nice gear. So I just want to explain some of the advantages of my new Edmika polymer mounts versus the old brass ones and similar aluminum mounts type thing in terms of the dangers. The polymer mounts are great for many reasons. They're able to be machined more accurately because I can machine them in one setup versus the brass where I have to machine both one bottom and top. So there's always, every time you reattach something, there's a chance for the dimensions not to be as accurate. The polymer mounts are much less reflective. I'm able to machine them and then sandblast them to the point where they're very low reflectivity, where the brass had lots of issues with reflection and loss of contrast and flare. But one of the nice advantages to the polymer mounts, and I'm going to illustrate it here by breaking this off of a body, is that it'll protect your lens. It's a type of a mechanical fuse. So they're guaranteed for life. If you break them for any reason, I replace them for free for just $10 shipping and handling charge. Versus any of the other ones, you're going to potentially damage the lens thread and maybe even the camera body. So let's just take a look at how bad the damage is going to be. I'm going to attach them, break them off, and then I'm going to dissect them and see just what was broken and how much. So these camera bodies are the original EOS 650 film bodies. I wouldn't really be doing this with a modern one. They were donated to me by my good friend and European partner Mick. And we're going to start with the polymer one. I've never actually done this before, so I have no idea how hard it's going to be. Maybe it'll be, I won't be able to break it, but basically I'm just going to try to break it apart. Here we go. I'm nervous here. Alright, that's one broken. That's an interesting break pattern because I'm looking here, the fasteners broke through the ed mount very cleanly. Took a lot of force. Actually, that really hurt when I did that. But right now the threads on the lens are fine, and I'm assuming I'll be able to unscrew the mount, no problem. Clicks on nicely, attaches just fine. Okay. Now this one's going to probably, I don't know how this is going to go, but I should maybe grab something to push up against. Ow! Okay. Now that ripped the threads out of the lens. So that's going, it looks like the body's okay. It's quite hard to turn though. Well, I think that's okay actually. So the body's alright, but the fasteners, you can actually see the pieces of aluminum from the lens mount. So this lens now, you're going to have a tough time reattaching this thing. So the advantage here was only the mount needs to be replaced, and that's just a matter of letting me know that it broke, and I will send you a new one. So it illustrated what I wanted to illustrate. Great. Alright, this is a brass drop test. I'm comparing a metal mount to polymer mount. This is the old brass mount, and I'm just showing that it's more sensitive to being dinged and damaged compared to the polymer mount. And then later I'm going to do a destructive test as well. So let's try this at different heights. We'll try it at around 4 or 3 inches. Works okay. Try it at 6 inches. damaged at 6 inches. It's been bent in a way that it will not fit, and it's very difficult to unbend and be nice and flat. Okay, now this is the polymer mount of the same test. We're going to try with 3 inches first. Fits alright. Okay, we're going to go with 6 where the brass one broke. That's okay. Then we're going to go with 9. Still works okay. Then we're going to go with 12, 1 foot. Still works okay. Then we're going to go with 15. That didn't sound good. Oh yeah, and that broke one of the fingers. Although it still attaches and works okay. Not great, but as you can see, its survivability is quite a bit more, at least double that of the brass from the same drop. Now, one consideration that people may be concerned about is the polymer mount strong enough to hold a heavy lens? Well, normally when you're holding heavy lens, and this is the heaviest they come, this is the FDN 400 2.8, you should be holding the lens and the body goes along for the ride. But if you were to make the mistake of holding it by the body, the polymer is more than enough to hold and swing around basically the heaviest one that you can get your hands on, apart from maybe the 1200 F11. I've just mounted the polymer mount on there. I'm attaching it to a 1D Mark IV. And as you can see, I'm holding it and swinging it around, holding it sideways, and there's no problem. Normally you've got this thing on a tripod or monopod and the camera's along for the ride, not the other way around. But the polymer is definitely strong enough to hold up to a 400 2.8.